Tonight on Access TV, it's Gotham Comedy Live. Get ready to laugh with Pat McGann, Erica Rhodes, Will Noonan, Orlando Baxter. This week's host, Dave Coulier. Gotham Comedy Live. All happening right now. Ladies and gentlemen, Dave Coulier.
Wow! Thank you. Thank you so much. Welcome to Gotham Comedy Live. We are live, folks. Yes. I have not done live TV since 1947, for crying out loud. I was telling my friends, I'm going to New York, I'm going to host Gotham Comedy Live, and they were like, wow, live TV, that you really have to be careful, right? Like, no swearing, and I'm like, oh yeah, it's not like I can come up here and go, hey, how the fuck are you guys? Yeah, so you can't do that. So before we really get rolling here tonight, because I have a 7.5-hour performance prepared for you, that's not going to mess up the broadcast, right? So before we really get moving here into the heart of the show, I just have to ask, does anybody here tonight have Ebola? Because we have, you, sir? All right, that's 3 cases we have. Yeah, 40,000 people a year die from the flu. We got 3 Ebola cases. Quarantine the United States. Shut her down. You know what? I am surprised. It's so silly. I'm surprised I haven't written a song parody about it. Wait a minute. I have. I met a little girl and she asked me to dance. Then she threw up onto the front of my pants. She had Ebola. Oh, she had Ebola. Now I've got Ebola. Oh, yeah. So silly. Nice to be here in New York City. I love riding around in taxi cabs in New York because the taxi cab drivers in New York City are so unfazed. They are just unflappable. They have heard anything. I could walk out of here right now, walk into a taxi, sit in the back seat. The guy wouldn't even be fazed. I could walk in, just sit down, right, and just like,
Okay, listen, you got to take me to West 52nd. I got to go over there and shoot a guy.
Okay, I will get you there as soon as possible so you can go and shoot the guy. I love the sound of different voices. I started doing voices when I was a little kid. I used to ride my bike down the street just doing my Kermit the Frog impression for my neighbors. I'd be like,
hello there, Mrs. Costello. Sorry, I have a frog in my throat.
oh, that David, he's mentally handicapped.
You know, he pooped in the tub when he was 4. That goes right to the noggin.
I was a scrawny kid growing up. There was a kid on my street who always wanted to beat me up. His name was Tom Saunders. And one day he stopped me on my bike. He was like, I'm going to pound your face in. And my defense mechanism was to try and make him laugh by doing the Cowardly Lion from The Wizard of Oz. So I was like, put him up, put him up. If I were king of the forest. And he beat the living crap out of me. So stupid. I moved out to Los Angeles to chase my dream of comedy when I was 19 years old. I went to an all-boys Catholic college prep high school. I did. Thank you, sir. I'm messed up, too. I didn't go to college. I couldn't find a parking spot. So I moved to L.A., and one of my dreams came true right away. I got to work with Jim Henson doing Muppet voices, and I got to work on the Muppet Babies. We won the Best Animated Emmy Award 4 years in a row. Yeah. I got to do some pretty iconic voices, and I got to work with a genius, Jim Henson. I got to do voices like Baby Animal.
Okay, me eat mud smear and face fuzzy.
Oh, yeah, my parents are very proud of me. They really are. Also got to do the voices of the 2 old men in the balcony, Waldorf and Statler. Yeah, and great voices. Every time I'm live on stage like this, I always think I'm going to look up and they're going to be in a balcony just up there ripping on me, you know?
Yeah, you know what the best part about this show is?
No, what's that?
It ends.
When, When I moved to Los Angeles as a young comedian, I got to share the stage with some brilliant comedians. We just lost two of my favorites, Joan Rivers and Robin Williams. My hat's off to them. They paved the way for some amazing comedy. Beautiful, beautiful people. Robin Williams was so sweet to me, and he was always so very encouraging to a young comic. And so I was very influenced by Robin Williams, and I started doing an impression of him for my fellow comedians at the Comedy Store and the Improv in Los Angeles. Then I got a call from ABC, and they said, Dave, can you come in? Robin's going to do a movie, and we'd like you to come in and do a copycat of his voice. We'd like to animate to your voice for the Mork and Mindy cartoon. And of course, they hired me and paid me a lot less money. Whoa. Whoa, whoa. That's how you do a Robin Williams impression. You just go, whoa. I also got to see the brilliant Richard Pryor work for 2 months on Sunset Strip. Man. Yeah, you want to talk about a genius. He was brilliant. So I started doing an impression of him. One day I get a call from the movie studio, and they said, can you come in and do a sound-alike of Richard's voice and dub over all the swear words in his movie so we can release them for television syndication?
And as good of a job as I thought I did doing Richard Pryor's voice, the final movie wasn't all that believable. Because in the final movie, you hear Richard Pryor saying things like, "Aw, shucks, mother father."
So I became a professional copycat. I ended up copycatting a lot of comedians' voices. I copycatted Bill Murray's voice on the Real Ghostbusters cartoon on ABC. And I remember I was at my dad's house. My dad's 84 years old. And my dad's old school. And I was telling my dad, I got hired for the job. I got off the phone. I was like, so Dad, looks like I'm going to be doing this, this Bill Murray, Peter Venkman voice, So, so I got that going for me, which is nice, My dad, being old school, just looked at me. What's wrong with your lip? Are you hopped up on something? I've copycatted a lot of comedians. My friend Dave Thomas gave me a call. He said, we're going to bring back the Mackenzie Brothers cartoon series up in Canada. I'd like you to do Bob Mackenzie, the Rick Moranis voice. And so I said, really? It's only going to air in Canada? And he was like, yeah, just in Canada. He said, no, well, he's like a comedic icon up in Canada. What if, Canadians figure out that it's, me doing Rick Moranis voice and, they get really pissed off at me? And, I guess I'll just have to drink beer, eh? Sometimes I can only do one word of a character, but I think it still captures the the actual character, the essence of the character. So here's an example of that. Here's my impression of Tom Hanks in the movie Castaway. Here we go. Wilson! Oh, Wilson! Oh, Wilson! Now, the best part about being able to do lots of different voices is when telemarketers call. Because they're so friendly and overly rehearsed, they always want to get some money out of your pocket. But you do the right voice, they'll never call you back, right? It's always, hello, sir, my name is Sarah, and if I could have just a few minutes of your time, I'd like to tell you about something wonderful and we're involved with that we'd like you to be involved with as well. Sir, was that you? I'm right here, sir, waiting for you. You know what, sir? I don't know what that was. Why don't we just try this again?
There'll be no more trying, Sarah. Oh, you have entered the gates of hell, Sarah. I'll be paying you a visit this evening, Sarah. Keep an eye open.
And I don't think I'll be hearing back from Sarah or the people from Toys for Tots ever again, I'll tell you that much. That's my time. We got a lot more show. We're bringing out 4 great comedians. Don't you go away.
Stay tuned for more laughs on Access TV. Live from the Gotham Comedy Club in New York City. Pat McGann is taking the stage when we return.
Of the show right now, we're going to bring up our first comic. He's been on Letterman. Please, a big, rousing round of applause for Mr. Pat McGann. Yeah.
Yeah, how we doing? We're live. I love it. It's good to be out. I'm happy to be out. I don't get out a lot. I'm married. I got kids. I'm at home doing chores. Laundry. That's my big one. Yeah, gotta do my wife's clothes, my clothes. That kind of ruins a moment when we mess around. No longer tear her jeans off. I take them off. I'm gonna lay these out. You can probably wear these again this week. I'll take her shirt off. What's this, linen? I'm gonna have to iron this. We messed around the other night. She got a little sweaty. She's like, I'm gonna get a towel. I was like, you're gonna get a paper towel. I just did towels. That's actually a lie. We're not messing around much these days. Just had a baby. Yeah, just had a baby, and you don't have to clap. Keep the applause to yourself. It's our third one. We don't care either. We're good. Yeah. Yeah, we got 3 under 3. And my wife, she's pregnant, just a lot. And I miss it now. I miss it because it's fun walking around with a pregnant woman. People ask you stupid questions. You going to videotape the birth? That's a big one. You going to videotape it? It's like, yeah, of course. We already have the conception on tape. Want to be able to tell the whole story. People want to guess what we're having. We never knew. Like our first one, girl, didn't know. We actually got her a lot of gender-neutral clothes before she was born. So we just dressed her like Ellen for a while. Yeah. She was crawling around in pants and blazers, you know? Kind of looked like this dude over here. Yeah. People just think they can say anything to a pregnant. We're at the grocery store. We buy a lot of juice. My wife's really showing. The girl checking us out. You really thirsty during the pregnancy? My wife's like, yeah, that's been a side effect. That could be a sign you're diabetic. Is that right? You know how you're ringing up our groceries? That could be a sign you're not a doctor. Always with the advice. My wife was late with the first one. That's another time you get advice. People chiming in. Oh, you're late? Have some Mexican food. That'll get that baby out. Yeah. Eat some Mexican. Go to Taco Bell, then go right to the hospital. Really, yeah. We don't want this baby to come out of her ass. I was there when they were born, in the room. You gotta be, right? Gotta be in the room. I was there, a little freaked out though. First time, walked in there. Nurse is like, let's go, Dad. Grab a leg. Grab a leg. So what are you talking about, grab a leg? Is there a bucket of chicken in here? I was freaked out. I had new jeans on. You know, it's a big day. First child, that's a big picture day. I wanted to look good. I have to look good in that picture. You know, my wife's probably not going to look that great after giving birth. Infants all look horrible, so all the pressure's on me to hold up the weight of that picture. I want my placenta on my denim. Grab a leg. You know how awkward it is holding your wife's leg, just staring down at her? What the hell do you even say? I was just like, well, here we are again. We've come full circle. I'm not going to ask you to flip over this time. We had a girl and a boy. We had the girl, so I was thrilled, but I wanted that boy. Once you have the girl, I was saying it too. I want a boy. I wasn't like, I just want a healthy baby. 10 toes, 10 fingers. I would have taken a 12-finger boy. Yeah. Right. I didn't care if 8 of them were on one hand. It didn't even have to be balanced. That would actually be cool, right? 8-fingered boy, come home from school. I drew the biggest turkey in class. So it's fun, but that's my life. I don't go out, not my 20s, like this dude here. Look at this guy, just Thursday night live taping. Let me grab my hoodie. That was great. Yeah, there he is, right there. Chewing gum, too? Really, would you ride your bike here? Oh, great, love it. I'm jealous of people in their 20s. That's why I make fun of them. I'm sorry. Like this guy here with his tight shirt, the sleeves that end right here. It's like, what size shirts are these guys wearing now when they go out? It's like, what is that, 9 to 12 months? Is that right there? Is that button up down here? Like, yeah? Going to a TV taping. Let me grab my onesie. Let's do it. Call your buddy up. You got room on your handlebars? Let's roll. I just say that because I am jealous. 20s, that's the best time of your life, right? 20s, you're probably like really good friends. You go out with real friends when you're in your 20s. Remember that? I remember going out in my 20s. People are like, how you know those guys? Like, oh, it's a high school hymn. It's my college buddy. Then you start going out in your 30s, and it's like, yeah, this is my friend's little brother. And this guy works out of my gym. Don't ask me his last name. That's what happened to me. I stayed single too long. I got to a point I was jumping in cabs. The guy would be like, where to? I'd be like, I don't care. What do you feel like doing tonight? You're driving. I don't go out and crush it anymore with my bros. That's what you guys do, right? Go crush it. Everything's violent with the guys in their 20s, right? Yeah, we were crushing it, bro. Saw this girl, wanted to destroy her. It's like, what are you talking about? She's 26. She's got her whole life in front of her. I would wreck that. I would drink her bathwater. How disgusting is that, guys? Guys talk. Is that ever going to happen, by the way? What's that scenario? You just get a text like, hey, come on over. I'm in the tub. Doors open, straws on the sink. That's how they do it, though, right? Talk about picking up strange. I have friends that talk like that. I try and hang in those conversations. Like, yeah, I had sex with my wife. They're like, dude, don't talk about married sex. That's disgusting. Really? I can't talk about my familiar? We can only talk about your strange? I barely get any familiar. My familiar is becoming strange. No, my wife's great. She's tired, though. We're both tired, you know? She's nursing our kids, like our newborn, breastfeeding. Have you seen that? That's amazing. I don't think women get enough credit for that. That is something else. Yeah. Yeah, you can clap for it. I hope you mean it, because it is incredible and fun to watch. I don't know if you've seen the nursing bras. Those are outstanding. You got a little latch. Boom. There it is. Where the hell were those in high school? Wouldn't that have been great? Like, hey, I know your parents are home. You don't have to take the whole thing off. Just crack a window. We're watching my daughter the other day running around. We got our play tunnel for these kids. You see the play tunnels? Like we're trained to be Navy SEALs now? What the hell? She was scared of that thing, staring at it. I had to coax her in. I get her like a toy going halfway. Finally got her to come in there. And I'll tell you what, I should have checked her diaper before I got in that situation. That was not cool. She like turned around and camped out in front of me for a few minutes. And I was stuck there in the tunnel. I felt like Andy Dufresne in Shawshank. All right, you guys are great. My name's Pat McGann.
Stay tuned for more laughs on Access TV. Live from the Gotham Comedy Club in New York City, Erica Rhodes is taking the stage when we return. Welcome back to the Access TV presentation of Gotham Comedy Live. More laughs right now.
Gotham Comedy Live, welcome back. We have a very funny lady on the show. She's been on the Prairie Home Companion since she was 10 years old. Go figure. Please welcome Erica Rhodes.
I just got some cool news I thought I'd share with you. I was just praised as being an exciting and wildly inventive new comic. Thank you. Thanks. Yeah, you can look it up on the About Me section on my Facebook page, along with some other glowing reviews from my mother. When I was little, I was compared a lot to a young Drew Barrymore. And then as I got a little older, I got a young Heather Graham. But now I like to think of myself as like a washed-up Dakota Fanning. I'm going home tomorrow to visit my parents. I love going home, you know, because it brings back so many memories, like why I left. But for some reason, my parents are actually very excited that I'm doing stand-up. They just got into like a little fight about who I got the comedy chops from. My mom, of course, thinks it's from her. My dad thinks it's from him. And I just want to know, like, who's going to want credit when this joke bombs. I guess I'll keep it this time. I'm a lot like my mom. She's a vegetarian. I'm a vegetarian. She cries very easily during movies, and I cry very easily during movies. She turned down Harvard, and I also didn't go to Harvard. Thanks. Someone else didn't either. But you know, it's okay because I heard Steve Jobs, like he dropped out of college, right? And he made $1 billion, so I don't want to brag, but I actually dropped out of college twice. So, thank you. Wow, thanks. Thanks some other college dropouts. Thank you. Yeah, you can do the math because I have no idea how. You know, I went to Boston University for a year. Thank you. Thanks. And I liked it, but like I was so overwhelmed by the workload, you know? So I went to my advisor seeking guidance. And she was like, "You think this is bad, just wait till you have kids." So I took her advice. I'm not going to go back till I have kids. Maybe I'll be ready then. But I'm glad I didn't waste my parents' money on like a fancy college education because it turned out they really needed that money to pay my rent for the next 5 years. Kind of have a crush on my cousin. But he's like a lot younger than I am, so it's probably not appropriate. I was dating this one guy who said, "Erica, whatever you do not fall in love with me." Man, it is such a turn on when guys tell me what to do. I had a dream last night that I was pregnant. That's funny? Yeah, I had a dream I was pregnant, and I had no idea who the father was. And then I woke up and I wasn't pregnant. So now I'm never going to find out who the father is. A lot of guys get very turned on by my voice. I think it's because they're picturing a 15-year-old without the consequences. My ex, he never thought death was so bad because we experienced so much pain and suffering in life. And I think he's right because now he's dead to me and I feel so much better. Some people think my humor is too dark, but they're just racist. I got a vibrator recently. Thank you. Yeah, go independence from men. I like it, but it's kind of freaking me out because I'm just not used to getting so much attention. Just like simmer down over there. Like give me some breathing room. There's a lady with a really nice laugh over there. I don't know if you can get her in the corner, but wow. Thank you. I have a little problem with commitment. Never mind, that joke was going to be lame anyway. My dad's in a wheelchair. It's okay. I just thought you guys were getting too excited. So. Right? Guys are a little too happy tonight. Thought I'd bring it down. No, it's okay. He's been in a wheelchair my whole life, which has always been a little bit hard, you know, but I do think it's made me a much stronger person. Like, have you tried pushing a grown man around in a wheelchair? It's a pretty good workout. I'd probably do a push-up. He has MS, which is a neurological disease. And I heard they have an MS walk. This just seems very disrespectful to me. My dad doesn't like that joke, and I'm always like, sorry, Dad, when I have an idea, I run with it. Unlike some people I know. So you're just gonna have to roll with it. No, he's a good sport. He's not good at sports, but. I don't usually like to exercise, but I do spend a lot of time running from my past. When I first moved to LA, I worked at a medicinal marijuana clinic. Yeah, it's a pretty cush job. But it was kind of sad because I've never met so many 20-year-olds with cataracts. Just one after another. Sad situation. I actually used to think I was too depressed to be a comedian. And then I learned that I'm too depressed to not be a comedian. Thank you. Some depression in the front here. I spend most of my therapy sessions showing my therapist clips from my stand-up act. And I think I'll know I've really made it when I don't have to pay my audience $200 an hour. I've decided, though, I'm never doing nudity, unless maybe it's for Scorsese or a really good web series. I just launched a very big Kickstarter campaign. I am making a movie called Erica's Rent. And the goal is to raise at least $1,100 plus utilities before the end of the month. So just make out a check to Erica Rhodes after the show. Thanks, guys. I'm Erica Rhodes. You guys are awesome.
Stay tuned for more laughs on Access TV, live from the Gotham Comedy Club in New York City. Will Noonan is taking the stage when we return.
Welcome back, Gotham Comedy Live. Well, we have a great comic coming up next. This is actually his television debut. Let's welcome him to the stage, Will Noonan.
New York City, what's going on? Oh my God. I just came down from Boston today, guys, and that's where I'm from. All right. Thank you. Some people are hissing and booing, but you can't hear them at home. They're dicks. I'm from Boston, but you may have noticed I don't really have that much of a Boston accent, right? And that's because I'm not drunk right now. Because if I were drunk, it would be out. And I feel like that's the thing with the Boston accent. No matter what, if your accent is thick enough, you sound shit-faced 24 hours a day. Even children. My niece is 4 years old. She sounds hammered all the time. She's like, I want to watch Dora the Explorer. Put on Dora. I'm like, put the scotch down, I'll put it on. No need to give me the finger right now. It's funny too, man. But I'm Irish Catholic, as you can probably tell from the sunburn I'm getting. Yeah. I'm getting a burn right now up here. I also have the Irish Catholic face, which is like a drinking thermometer. Just starts out clear and gets redder and redder and redder till you start punching shit. And then time to get out of bed, start the day. You're ready. Boston is so Irish Catholic and so Irish that if anyone is anything else, they're like an exotic animal to us. So one dude was part French. Everyone's like, you're part French? Do you know what Nicki Minaj really means? So one chick was part Native American. You ever meet someone who's Native American, even if it's the tiniest little bit, they gotta brag about it all the time. I'm 135th Native American. Totally knew it was gonna rain today. Could feel it. Never have to pay for parking at casinos. You never hear anyone say that with other stuff that's a little different. You never hear anyone say, yeah, I'm a little gay on my dad's side. My great-great-grandfather on my dad's side, he actually invented toodaloo as a way of saying goodbye. That was us. I started thinking about this because I found out I do have some gay in my family. I have some gay heritage. Yeah, give it up, sure. My big brother came out of the closet a couple years ago on Christmas Day. The Lord's birthday. Which could have been fucked up. Turned out it was the best Christmas present that I've ever been given in my entire life. Because we're Irish Catholic. Because now that he's openly gay, my drinking problem isn't really such a big problem anymore. Yeah. It's really pretty great. Anytime someone's like, hey, Will, when are you going to stop drinking so much? I'm always like, Mike puts balls in his mouth. Are we allowed to put guys' balls in our mouths, Mom? I'm going to go get hammered and play Xbox for the next 10 years. Toodaloo. It's caused like this little bit of anxiety for me though, because like my brother was 35 when he came out of the closet. I'm not 35 yet. I know I have the gay DNA swimming around. Right? That shit can wake up anytime, any second, any day. I feel like I have this gay shadow that just follows me everywhere I go, and one day he's gonna tap me on the shoulder and just be like, Tom Brady is handsome. Look at his mouth, look at his mouth. So I like to test myself once a year. I have one of my buddies come over, this is him, for this story. One of my buddies come over, get naked, and then I'll just look at him to see how I feel. Thanks again for doing this, Jim, I really appreciate it. I don't think this is a year, man, I'm not really feeling anything right now. Doesn't smell good either, Why does it smell like a hospital gift shop? All right, bro. See you next Columbus Day. You guys are a great crowd, I'll tell you that, man. I travel, thank you. Oh, thank yourselves. I travel all over this country, and I was in New Haven, Connecticut, and this guy came up to me after the show. That's rare, all right. This guy came up to me after the show, and he was like, I got something you could tell your brother. He's a drunk homophobic guy. I got something you could tell your brother. Tell your brother there were no gays on the Mayflower. That was his big point he had to make. There were no gays on the Mayflower. And then I was like, hey, buddy, smarten up. It's 2014. Don't be a fucking ignorant asshole. Who do you think came up with the name the Mayflower? That's the gayest name for a boat I've ever heard. And then we kissed. It was a great moment between two men. I was just outside before the show, and I saw like one of those fire trucks, FDNY fire trucks, going to the scene of a fire with the lights and the sirens. Do you guys ever get that like patriotic feeling, right? You like wave at them sometimes. Like, go get them, guys! Go put out that fire, you're heroes, you're the bravest! But every time I see a cop in my rearview mirror, I'm like, this fucking asshole. Yeah, go ahead, pull me over, you glorified hall monitor. Can't you be a fireman? Why do we do that, right? They're both heroes, but why do we like one hero way more than the other hero? Maybe because no one's gonna have 4 beers here tonight and spend the whole drive home looking for fire trucks. They're just fun dudes, man. Even their dogs are fun. You ever hang out with a police dog? Where's the cocaine? Right? Dalmatians, they're just like, who's got the best spaghetti recipe in the firehouse? Let's go get laid. Firemen get laid a lot. They get laid so much they have extra beds at work. They have a stripper pole ready at all times. Firemen get laid so much it's one of the most dangerous jobs on earth, and there's volunteer firemen. Guys are like, I could die, I could fall off a ladder. Okay, I'll do it for free. for the hand jobs. I was listening to the weather report on the way here, and they're doing that new thing on the weather where they tell you what it feels like outside. What the fuck is that? You know what I'm talking about? Oh, it's 65 degrees outside. Feels like 55. What the hell happens? I always wonder, you know? I think they just send the new guy. I don't know how they get that number. I think they just send that new guy out like 200 yards. They're like, hey, Jimmy, what's it feel like out there? Feels like I shouldn't have gone to college online. Part of me loves it, though. What if they did that with everything on the news? Like, told you a little bit of the news and then told you what it felt like right after? They'd be like, John Travolta is being sued by a muscular male masseuse. Feels like he's hiding some gay stuff. Massive herd of tornadoes rips through Tornado Alley. Feels like God doesn't want people to live there anymore. Former Pope retires early. Feels like there's nothing more Catholic than pulling out before you're finished. I'm Will Noonan. Thank you, guys.
Stay tuned for more laughs on Access TV, live from the Gotham Comedy Club in New York City. Orlando Baxter is taking the stage when we return. Welcome back to the Access TV presentation of Gotham Comedy Live. More laughs happening right now.
All right, welcome back. Gotham Comedy Live. We have a comedian who's returning for his second time here on Gotham Comedy Live. Let's give him a big rousing round of applause for Orlando Baxter, ladies and gentlemen.
What's going on, everybody? Good. All right. You ever go somewhere and feel like you at the wrong goddamn family reunion? That's how it feels. Like, this is a sea of white people in here. Wow. I love white people. I love all people, man. I just hate ignorant people. I went to CVS this summer. I was on my way to the beach. I said, can you point me in the direction the aisle where the sunblock's at? The lady said, for what? I said, I'm going to the beach. She said, is it for you? I said, no, it's for the white girl I got tied up in my trunk. I said, of course it's for me. Why? She said, oh, wow, really? I didn't know black people needed sunblock, man. I didn't know that. I just thought with your skin, the sun you just absorb it. I was like, lady, just because we black doesn't mean our skin's made out of solar panels. What you think, I just lay out on the beach and charge up? Where, just get up and use the energy to run faster? I'm celebrating my 10-year anniversary of not having to wear glasses, so yeah. Thank you. Got that LASIK eye surgery, man. It's great. I hated wearing glasses, man. I hated it because I had to wear glasses because I had a lazy eye, right? So I had the glasses. And when you wear glasses because you have a lazy eye, right, you can never take the glasses off because you learn at an early age, no matter how many times people make fun of you, you much rather hear, hey, Four Eyes than, hey, who the hell are you looking at? Because that's an insult and a question, right? The worst part about having a lazy eye, though, was it wasn't even a look. I hated the fact that they called the eye lazy. Why you calling my eye lazy? Like my eye had an option, you know? Like my eye woke up one morning and was like, man,
Forget this job. I'm gonna go over here and hang by the nose all day if you don't. So I've been a high school teacher for 12 years. No need to clap. I quit about a month ago. Yeah. A lot of people think I did it so I could kind of pursue my comedy career full time, but the truth is I did it because I got tired of driving to work every day, wishing the building burnt down, you know? It gets like that sometimes, you know? I miss the kids, though. You know what I miss the most? I miss playing Jeopardy with the kids, because I was an in-school suspension teacher, man. I would play Jeopardy with the kids, and I always learned a lot about the kids, you know? I remember one time I was playing a game, and I split it up, boys against the girls, right? So, it was real intense, people talking trash. I'm gonna win this, right? I'm gonna win this Snickers, right? It was just a real, super intense. I had to tell the kids calm down. They was getting all excited, talking trash. They sweating, right? 35 minutes into the game. It's intense, right? Score's all tied up. It's 0-0, man. I'm a little frustrated because I let them use the books, you know what I mean? So I say final question. Final question. This is for the championship. What is the capital of Massachusetts? Before I could say anything else, some girl jumped up. She said, "Ooh, I know. It's the letter M. Hello." But that wasn't the crazy part. The girls on her team started dancing too. They're like, hello. And it was crazy. It was like watching someone do the touchdown dance in the wrong goddamn end zone. I'm like, what? You know what I don't miss? I don't miss breaking up fights at school, man. I don't miss it. You know what I'm saying? Because they don't give us no training. I don't know if you guys know this. They don't train us. They're always like, use your instinct. Word? What if my instinct tells me to put $5 down on a big girl? The principal will be mad as hell, right? Be like, I can't believe you only put $5 down on that girl. You know she's undefeated. Worst fight in the world is girl fights, though, man. Girl fights is real scary, because every once in a while, a boobie pops out, right? And I never had no training on no boobie popping out. I never been at teacher's orientation, and the principal was like, just in case a boobie pops out, pull the fire alarm and get the hell out the building, right? So me and the gym teacher, we panicked, you know what I'm saying? We panicked, right? The gym teacher, he started blowing the whistle at the girl, Like they were football players. Very weird. I went and got help. I went and got a female teacher. That was smart. I got in trouble for that. They said I should have stayed, which was weird, you know what I mean? I didn't stay because I looked at it like this. Kids got camera phones, and I got bad luck. And I didn't want to get called to the principal's office because there's a picture of me on Facebook with the big titty look on my face. Now I got to explain myself. See, I used to have a lazy eye, and every now and then... Yeah. Yeah, I'm in a relationship, which is cool, right? Ever fall in love with someone and realize they're a little bit crazy than what you thought they were? Yeah. One day, that's how my girl got me. She's all nice, then one day she laying in the bed, I'm laying next to her, she gets up and goes to the bathroom, right? I stretch out, my hand goes underneath her pillow, something pokes me, I flip over the pillow, knife under the pillow. Which wouldn't have been a big deal if it was at her house, but it's at my goddamn house, right? So she comes back in the room. I'm like, babe, why you got a knife on the pillow? She said, oh, I just keep that there just in case someone breaks in and tries to rape the both of us. The both of them? That scared the hell out of me because I watch Law and Order all the time. And I ain't never heard of no really strong bisexual rapists. Right? Right? Someone that kicks open the bedroom door like, ooh, choices. All right, guys, that's my time. Thank you. Peace out.
Stay tuned for more laughs on Access TV, live from the Gotham Comedy Club in New York City.
All right, let's bring up all of our comedians. Pat McGann, Erica Rhodes, Will Noonan, and Orlando Baxter. Thanks all of you.